They say you never truly know someone until you see what they do when they think they won. That morning, I woke up to a text message that would burn itself into my memory forever. It was from my wife, Claire, the same woman I'd spent 11 years building a life with, the same woman who once swore she'd love me even if I had nothing. The message was short, cold, and calculated. I want a divorce. All communication through my lawyer. No explanation. No, we need to talk. Just a digital knife to the heart, delivered before breakfast. I stared at that text for a full minute, my coffee growing cold in my hands. The house was silent, too silent. Her side of the closet was already empty. Drawers pulled out, shoes gone. The faint scent of her perfume lingered like a ghost that refused to leave. She had planned this, every bit of it. And the most haunting part? I didn't even see it coming. But maybe that's not true. Maybe I'd been blind for too long. Too trusting. Too generous. Claire had been distant for months. New clothes, late nights, girls' trips that didn't include any girls I knew. I asked questions. She gave excuses. I wanted to believe her. I needed to believe her. But that text message? It broke something inside me. I looked around the house, my house, and realized something I never wanted to admit. She had already left me long before that message. So I did what any heartbroken, betrayed man with a clear head would do. I didn't respond with anger. I didn't beg or cry. I didn't even ask why. I simply typed, understood. Then I put my phone down, took a deep breath, and decided that if this was how she wanted to play the game, I was done playing fair. Please do make sure to subscribe, like and share to support us for more stories. It was 6:45 a.m. when I walked into my home office, the one room she rarely stepped foot in. My fingers hovered over my keyboard as years of careful financial discipline came flooding back to me. I wasn't just a husband. I was a CFO at a private investment firm. Numbers were my language. Control was my craft. And Claire, bless her gold-digging heart, had gotten too comfortable spending what she didn't earn. She had credit cards tied to my accounts, cars registered in my name, and monthly allowances that could fund small charities. I didn't mind, not when I believed we were a team. But now that she wanted a divorce and wanted to go through her lawyer? Fine. She wanted to make this a transaction. I would show her how transactions worked. Within the hour, her credit cards were canceled, bank access revoked, joint accounts frozen. The luxury SUV she drove, repossessed under my name. Every financial door she thought she owned, slammed shut. I didn't do it out of spite. No, I did it because I wanted her to understand something. Money had never been the glue in this marriage. I had been. When I was done, I leaned back in my chair, calm, almost too calm. There was a strange peace in finally reclaiming control of a life I had let her slowly dismantle piece by piece. I didn't expect her to reach out right away. Pride wouldn't let her, but I knew the silence wouldn't last. It didn't. By the second night, her lawyer had emailed mine, demanding urgent discussions. I ignored it. By the third morning, 72 hours after that cold text, my phone rang nonstop. Unknown number. I didn't answer. Then a voicemail pinged. It was her lawyer. Breathless, desperate, almost panicked. Mr. Lawson, we need to speak immediately. There's been a development. Claire is, well, she's not in a good place. Please call me back right away. I pressed play again. And again. Not in a good place? For the first time in days, I felt something other than anger. But it wasn't sympathy. It was curiosity, cold and sharp, because I knew Claire. And if her lawyer was frantic, that meant something had gone very wrong. And I had a feeling I was about to find out just how deep a betrayal really went. The voicemail replayed in my mind for hours. She's not in a good place. Those words echoed like thunder in my chest. But what did that mean exactly? Guilt? Panic? All consequences catching up? I wasn't sure, and I wasn't in a hurry to find out. I went about my morning routine, slow and deliberate. Coffee, black suit, briefcase. I even smiled at my reflection for the first time in months. Let her feel what it's like to live without my support, I thought. Let her understand that walking away has weight. But by noon, I got another call. Same number, same desperate voice. This time, I answered. Mr. Lawson. Thank God, her lawyer blurted before I could even say hello. Claire's in serious trouble. She was detained at a hotel this morning. Fraud charges. Her cards bounced. She tried to pay with fake authorization. Apparently she's been moving money around you don't know about. We need to talk immediately. I sat perfectly still. Fraud? It took me a second to process what he was saying. Then I laughed, quietly, bitterly. I see, I said. And what exactly do you expect me to do? Please, he urged. If this becomes public, it'll destroy her reputation, and yours too. She said you'd help her. I almost dropped the phone. She said I'd help her? The same woman who texted me a full-word goodbye and vanished like smoke now wanted my help? I took a slow breath. Tell her, I said, understood. And I hung up. That night, I couldn't sleep. Images kept flashing in my head. Her laughter, her perfume, the soft way she'd once touched my arm and said, "You make me feel safe." Safe. She must have felt so safe while she drained my accounts behind my back. 2 months before that text, I'd noticed something odd. Small withdrawals. Transfers I didn't remember authorizing. She told me it was for renovations or to surprise me. I believed her. Now, hearing the word fraud, it clicked. The whole puzzle fell into place. She had planned to strip me dry, file for divorce, and walk away with the rest. But she underestimated one thing. I was the one who built those systems. Every account, every password, every approval chain. I knew where the leaks were, and I knew how to close them. By the time she ran, I had already set financial tripwires. Anything transferred without my approval would trigger investigation protocols. She'd walked right into her own trap. The next evening, I received an email from her personal account. No lawyer this time. Just her. Subject: Please, Michael, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for things to go this far. I just needed to feel in control. He promised me things I never got from you, attention, excitement. But he left me. He took the money and vanished. I have nothing. Please, help me. I read it twice. My jaw tightened. There it was. There was another man. The business trips, the sudden yoga retreats. I'd suspected, but now it was in writing. I didn't reply. Instead, I forwarded the email to her lawyer, along with copies of every transaction she made under my name, every unauthorized withdrawal, and a concise note. Since she wants all communication through a lawyer, I'm respecting that. Then I shut my laptop and went to bed. 3 days later, there was a knock at my door. I opened it, and there she was. Claire, tired, pale, eyes swollen from crying. She looked nothing like the confident woman who'd texted me about divorce a week ago. "Michael," she whispered, "please, just hear me out." I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "You said all communication through your lawyer." "Please," she said again, trembling. "I lost everything. The man I trusted, he emptied my account. I can't even pay the lawyer. Her voice broke. "I made a mistake." A long, cold silence stretched between us. Finally, I said, "You made many." Her tears streamed. "I know, but I loved you once, Michael. Doesn't that mean anything?" I looked into her eyes, and for a moment I almost pitied her. Almost. Then I remembered the night I begged her to talk to me, the night she turned away, the text she sent like a business memo. "No," I said quietly. "That love died the moment you decided money meant more than loyalty." She stepped closer, trying to touch my hand. I moved back. "I'm not your savior anymore, Claire." I closed the door, and this time it stayed closed. Weeks passed. The storm faded. Then, one morning, my assistant walked into my office holding a sealed envelope. "From a firm's auditors," she said. Inside were documents showing Claire's secret activities. She hadn't just been stealing from me. She'd used my credentials to funnel funds from company accounts into shell corporations under her name. That changed everything. If I hadn't frozen her access when I did, I would have been implicated. I leaned back in my chair, realization sinking in. She hadn't just betrayed our marriage. She had nearly destroyed my career. That's when I made my final move. I handed everything to the authorities. Every transaction, every signature. If she wanted a divorce, she'd get one, complete with criminal charges. 2 months later, her lawyer called again. This time, not frantic, just resigned. "Mr. Lawson, Claire has accepted full responsibility. She's agreed to a no-contest divorce. She'll sign everything over to you." "Understood," I said one last time. It's been 72 days since that text message. I walk past her old closet every morning, empty, silent. There's no bitterness left, just clarity. People often think revenge is about destruction, but real revenge is peace. I didn't ruin her life. I just stopped saving her from the consequences of her choices. And sometimes that's enough. She wanted all communication through her lawyer. In the end, her lawyer was the only one she had left.